We're heading to Scotland today. Let's check it out. This one is called Gaulds Vertical Tiki-Taka. It is by someone called Dave Gauld, hence the name. But the description in the Steam Workshop where I got this from, there is an image there, but the description says an attacking Tiki-Taka style formation that utilizes the width of the pitch has been successful in the Scottish Premiership with a non-Old Firm team. So we'll see how it does with our three teams of Liverpool, Aston Villa in the Premier League, and then Ipswich Town in the Championship in just a minute. As you can see, it is a fairly standard 4-2-4, 4-4-2. I mean, with these guys in support, I guess 4-4-2 is better. But let's take a look at how it did for our two Premier League teams. As you can see, not all that well. Liverpool in 6th place. They've got Europa League, but 62 points, 72 goals. Really not where they should be, about 20 points plus off where they generally belong. Aston Villa in 7th. Yeah, they rose a little above 10th where they're generally scheduled to be. However, I mean, they got Conference League next season, but 61 points, only a point difference between Liverpool. They've got more goals, so that's positive to see, but overall, it hasn't worked so far. Well, now this is funny. They won every single domestic cup match that they played this season. So they don't do very well in the league. However, EFL Cup final 5-2 over Brentford. That's an interesting one. They do beat Aston Villa in the semifinals 7-5. But in the FA Cup final, you get your second trophy against Aston Villa again, 4-2. So 2 trophies so far. That's pretty impressive, even having done very poorly in the league for you. Unfortunately, unable to come up with a third trophy though. The Europa League round of 16 is where you lose out to Inter in both matches. That one's just a doozy. So overall, league, kind of abysmal. I mean, 6th place is not where Liverpool should be. Europa League, kind of abysmal. A round of 16 is, you should be getting past there. Emirates FA Cup, though, winner, a Carabao Cup winner. So you get 2 domestic trophies, which is fantastic. It's just kind of everything else. So let's take a look at this squad, shall we? Goals-wise, 24 for Gakpo, 17 for Nunez and Jota, 13 assists for Salah, 13 for Szoboszlai, and then average rating 7.26 for Szoboszlai. Pretty well done for him, at least. Well, we already know Liverpool kicked the crap out of Aston Villa in the domestic league or domestic cups, but you can see out in the EFL Cup semifinals right there against Liverpool. But you again, you get to the final of the FA Cup, losing out to Liverpool. You're 0 for 2 so far. But unfortunately, no trophies this season for Aston Villa. Conference League, you're out against our old foe, Fiorentina, in the semifinals. So all in all, 7th place is not the most fantastic spot we've seen them in all these tactic talks that we've done. Conference League out in the semis, runner-up in the FA Cup. That's a great one. Unfortunately, losing out to Liverpool, though. Semifinals knocked out by Liverpool. So the domestic cups is pretty much where both teams put all their eggs. Unfortunately, Liverpool come away with both. Well, squad-wise, yep, it's that time. 26 goals for Ollie Watkins, Diaby and Ramsey with 14 apiece. Not bad for Watkins. Assists, 15 for Diaby. I mean, there's a ton with 11s. But people like Digne, you should see a little bit more. 720 for Ollie Watkins, 720 for Diaby. Not bad, I guess. Liverpool's data hub has a fantastic amount of fouls against per game. Everything else is fairly standard for them. I mean, actually a little less than standard. Usually they're fairly attacking. But Aston Villa, you get that baseball diamond effect like I've said before. Dribbles is where it's at. Really everything else, at least you're above Premier League average. Premier League stats, 109 goals for Manchester City. That's insane. Aston Villa with 78 goals. Liverpool with 72. Definitely a drop-off for those two. But few shots against Liverpool all the way down in 8th. Most possession for 3rd and 8th. Dribbles made, Aston Villa again as always, pipping Liverpool to the 4th spot. Most tackles never in there. Best pass completion, Liverpool's all the way down in 7th. Most shots for Liverpool in 3rd with 507, Aston Villa in 5th. Unfortunately in the Championship, Ipswich Town don't fare well either. 11th place where they generally are expected to end up. But 98 goals is an insane tally. Unfortunately, 94 goals against. That is quite impressive. 65 points. I mean, you could have probably brought it up. I mean, 5 more points into the playoff promotion spots. If you took control of this yourself, you could probably get there if you did fairly well. But 11th place is not where they belong. Not a bad run, though, in the domestic cups. EFL Cup quarters is where you lose out to Aston Villa. And then Middlesbrough drop you out of the FA Cup in the 5th round. So overall, the Sky Bet Championship, not great in 11th place. FA Cup, 5th round, that's usual. Quarterfinals, though, you do get to the Carabao Cup there, but Aston Villa just drop you out. overall, that is definitely the best competition there for you, but unfortunately, this tactic didn't work all that well for you. Squad-wise, at least they have a couple of green. That's what I'm looking forward to. 19 goals for George Hurst. Connor Chaplin with 17. There you go. I mean, still down from where that we usually see them. Only 11 assists apiece for Wes Burns and Lee Evans. That's pretty weird. Leaf Davis all the way down with 8. But 7-16 for Wes Burns and Ladapo. Yeah, I mean, you still got a couple. You would like to see a couple of those players raise a little, though. Championship League stats, though. Unfortunately, most goals, you're in second, which is fantastic, 98. But the only other time you're there is Ipswich Town in 5th place of most possession, and then dribbles made in 7th. And there's nowhere else. So with that, we move straight into the tactic itself, starting with a goalkeeper in defend. A no-nonsense fullback. We really don't see that much in defend. A fullback on the right in support. Central defenders in defend in the central spots. 2 CMs, both in automatic. An inverted winger on support on the left. A winger in support on the right. A poacher in attack up front next to a deep lying forward in attack. I'm not seeing any individual. There's one individual instructions, that central defender on the right side, but that is it. It's a positive mentality, in possession, attacking with his fairly narrow, underlap on the left and right, focus play through the middle and play out of defense. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is standard, mix crosses, work the ball in the box, run at defense and be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the center backs and take short kicks. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and stay on feet. So how did this do for our 3 teams? Unfortunately, not great. Ipswich Town in 11th place. Fantastic goal tally. Unfortunately, the against is just up there as well. That didn't work for Ipswich Town. Liverpool doing 6th place. Not great. Aston Villa in 7th, which is a little bit of a bump for them, but Liverpool down in 6th is just awful. Only 1 point difference. You could definitely bring that up at least into 4th. I mean, it's only 4 to 5 points off Brentford. Really? But you know, take control, do some of your own changes and your own tactical tweaks and things like that, and I think you could do fairly well. But we have seen better. But that's it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.